Well, here we go again. I don't know what the situation is with YouTube. There is clearly somebody there that has an issue with friend of the channel, MxR Plays. They've been terminated completely from the YouTube platform, allegedly, because there have been multiple or severe violations of the YouTube's policy prohibiting content designed to be mean, to bully. If you are unaware with the content that MxR Plays puts out, it's a couple that reads Reddit and memes. From what I can remember, now I don't watch every video, but I watch at least one a week because their thumbnail game is superior to mine. There's never really any like one single kind of topic or subject of their videos. And I saw Harry tweet out, YouTube just removed our channel completely for content designed to harass, bully, or threaten. We had no strikes or any warning. This is not the first time we've seen it, and this is extraordinarily frustrating as a YouTuber. People act like, or YouTube acts like they care about creators, but then they do stuff like this. This is not some small new channel. MxR Plays had nearly 2 million subscribers and has been on the platform for many years. You may remember them from their battle with Jukin Media. We all worked together. Jukin Media was a company that, they're a company that licenses viral content and then extorts YouTubers for money that have used it, in my opinion. That's just my definition. So they had done this company, just for them reacting to a video, they tried to extort them for like $3,000 for viewing a meme, a viral video meme on the internet. There are many companies that do this. I think Viral Hog is another one. They are companies that what they do is they bamboozle people who have the ownership rights to a viral video. They buy it off of them for some tiny amount of money, and then they extort other people that use it. They try to skirt the reality that fair use exists. If you remember that whole debacle, it was hilarious. Their CEO was doubling, tripling down. The reality of it is that it was always fair use. It was always going to be fair use. But companies like this, just like we saw with Pokemon's representation, right? They send emails and, 75% of people pay it because they're afraid. Or they don't know their rights. As a YouTuber, you must understand more than just the basics of DMCA and fair use if you're going to last on this platform. They also had a history where they're talking about community guideline strikes. They had a second strike. This is back in September of last year. Another strike for a video game commercial that people have posted tons of times on YouTube without a problem, except for me, of course. See you in a week. When you create daily content, the damage that this does is hard to describe in a way that is nice and condensed. But obviously, you lose a ton of money. Okay. On top of that, you stay off your users' minds for a while. If you take long breaks on YouTube, and you're not like PewDiePie, you lose huge viewership by not regularly uploading. And it's nuts to me. Like, again, we have YouTube who has a literal video on their platform that says, is it real or is it a toy being inserted into a man video? There are all sorts of other, videos that skirt the lines as educational that are like, fully, women that are burying all. It's doesn't ever happen to be these like, giant overweight women that are doing this type of yoga on this platform. It's always, it's just a workaround for cam girls and stuff like that to be doing on the platform. And as YouTubers, hey, they put my video in here. YouTubers, YouTube says they care about us, but like this dude has 2 million subscribers, and the problem is he can't even get at somebody at YouTube, right? Like, no strikes, no email communication, 2 million subscriber channel gone. I don't know if I can accurately describe how much anxiety and fear that gives content creators, especially when you're talking about, you know, okay, if you want to be real about MxR Plays content, it can get kind of saucy occasionally. They'll always have some saucy clip in their video so that they could have a spicy, you know, woman on the thumbnail. So who doesn't do that? Everybody does that stuff on YouTube. I've never in my life seen content that they've uploaded that I thought crossed the line, that, you know, was about bullying or anything of that nature. And the problem is, they say, thanks for reaching out. If you believe your channel was suspended by mistake, you have the option to appeal. Well, they deleted his entire Google account, saying, I put in an appeal and was told that the email address you inquired about is not associated with any active Google account. YouTube then says, we're going to send you a DM to get more information to guide you in the right direction. I mean, it's insane to me. Like, as a YouTuber, why does this keep happening? Why is this so difficult to have a like, before you delete a channel ever, okay, ever, there should be a manual process that happens. And if there was a manual process that happened here, then that person should be fired. I don't like calling for people's jobs, but you'd have to be an absolute moron to terminate an entire channel with no strikes and no pre-communication. You're talking about this dude's livelihood. Him and his girlfriend, or I don't know if they're married, fiance or whatever, him and Jeannie. And yes, I like these guys and I like their content, but this point rings true for everybody. And it's insane to me that it keeps happening, that we keep having, you know, will they get their channel back? I mean, I've reached out to everyone I know. I strongly suspect it'll be back based on what I'm hearing by the end of the day. But who knows? Who knows? How do you delete a 2 million subscriber channel with no active strikes by mistake? How does that happen? It's a simple question. How does that happen? Like, could you explain that process, YouTube? Why any channel is being completely removed without human intervention? You're probably not terminating that many accounts. How about this? Okay, if they're channels that nobody used or hasn't logged in for whatever, fine. But I'm talking about active channels that are uploading regularly. You have no regard. You just don't care about creators. This is a 2 million. That's why people say, like, you know, when they talk to me, like, they ask why I live cheap, you know? I live cheap because I know at any minute YouTube could just do this to me. And what? He doesn't have a channel now to put out a video. Fortunately, he has Twitter. And it's, by the way, pathetic that we have to constantly beg Team YouTube for attention on Twitter. It's egregious. I have I have over 1 million subscribers, 1.2 or 1.1, I mean. Even I don't have a dedicated rep anymore. I had somebody that said they were there on my side and whatever, and I email them and I rarely ever hear back. I got invited to have a brand partner or something at YouTube. That was like weeks ago. I applied, didn't hear back, probably won't ever hear back. You're talking about channels that at their size, at MxR Play size, are making millions of dollars for YouTube every year. Just this one channel. Millions a year. And they can't dedicate one person who makes 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 a year to just keep an eye out on a handful of these channels. This should never, ever happen. I will, of course, put this video up on Twitter and ask that if you use Twitter that you share it, or Facebook or whatever you use, that you please share this video, and that hopefully we can get them back before the weekend. I can't imagine the amount of stress and anxiety that they're going through right now. So my heart goes out to them. And YouTube, I just don't understand why you don't care about creators. You keep saying you care about creators, but it sure doesn't look like it.